In this video, we are going to install and configure the Power BI Data Gateway. To install this system, we will need to download the latest version from the Power BI site. We will then install this and connect it to the Power BI portal, and then we will verify the Power BI registration. Then we will create the database connections from the Data Gateway to the SAS service. We will first need to log in to the Power BI system. Then we will go to the link that we can download the Data Gateway from. Then we download the Data Gateway. After we have downloaded this file, we then need to execute it. We will now install the gateway. We're going to need to select the on-premise Data Gateway. We'll accept the defaults here. We now need to add an email address that is a registered Power BI user. This user needs to be a Power BI Pro user. Then you will need to enter the credentials, and the installation will continue. From this point on, there could be several times where you need to enter these credentials. Eventually, you will get to a screen like this. At this point, we will select Register a new gateway on this computer. If you wanted to reconnect a gateway to an existing item that was on the Power BI server, you would select this item. You might need to do this if you're moving the Data Gateway server from one machine to another, or you need to reinstall the gateway. In any case, it is important that you will need to know the security ID that was entered in the next page. You will then need to enter the name of the Data Gateway. And the recovery key. This is what you need if you're going to connect this to a data gateway that already exists on the server. This gateway has now been installed and registered on the Power BI site. At this point, we have finished this installation. We will now go to the Power BI site to complete the installation and configuration. We will now go and have a look at the gateway that we just created. This is the Data Gateway that we just created. As you can see, it is connected correctly and not reporting any errors. The next steps would be to add the data sources. These will create a link between the Data Gateway and the models on the SSAS service. We need to give this a name. It would be ideal to give this the same name as the model name. Then, as a data source, we need to select Analysis Services. The service name will need to be resolvable from the server that the Data Gateway is installed on. It is important to note that when uploading reports to this server, the way that it knows which one of the many data gateways to connect to will be done using the server name, so that if we use localhost, this would work fine uploading reports from the server machine that the Data Gateway was installed on. But if a report user was on a machine named Reporter1, then when opening the report to upload to Power BI, it would require them to first connect to the SAS server to refresh the report. So in this example, they would need to enter an IP address or a machine name, example, Datamart Server 1. When this report was then published to powerbi.com, it would then search for the Data Gateway with the server name called Datamart Server 01. If this was not found, then an error will be generated. So for this reason, it is important to put in the name of the machine or the IP address it uses. So for this reason, it is important to put in the name of the machine or the IP address it will use. Next, we need to put in the name of the database. This will be the name of the SAS database model registered on the SAS server. The username will be a domain name. but in this case I'll just put a local machine name on this. Once these settings have been added, we can now create the connection. If you get this message, the connection was successful. The next stage would be to register all the data models you would wish to use. On our test service, this is an example of what I just talked about. Once this has been done, it will complete the setup of the data gateway. The next steps would be to upload reports to Power BI and test them, to set up the SAS security. When using the Power BI system with the SAS service, every user that is accessing the SAS-based reports will need to have their security set up on the SAS service. This must use Windows-based domain accounts. Thank you.